All right, what's good? Today we got some pickups, but not necessarily pickups from any specific place or any specific brand. Rather, I wouldn't necessarily call them hand-me-downs, but some things that I've got from my grandparents. It's a good way to get some vintage things because there's also a cool story in them. Vintage is cool because it usually has a story anyways. It's been used, it has a life of its own. But these are things that have stories connected to your family and to your heritage, so they can have a little bit of deeper meaning, and some of these pieces definitely have that. So there's some home goods, there's some accessories, mostly just home goods and accessories, no real garments. My grandfather is very into Harley Davidson, huge motorcycle rider, and so he has a bunch of Harley Davidson sort of memorabilia, accessory shirts. Unfortunately, he's a bigger size than me. I don't fit in the t-shirts or any of those garments that he has, but I did, however, fit into some of the hats that he has. I don't wear a ton of hats, but this here is a Sturgis 57th annual memorabilia hat from 1997. So super cool. It's got a screen print graphic. It's that classic trucker fit with a huge, tall, pointy front, classic black twill fabric, sort of leather strap with the metal closure, and it's got that cool cord across the front as well. I will say this isn't necessarily my type or shape of hat for the most part that I'm gonna wear, but it is super, I feel like it's super in right now. That old school trucker sort of fit, that vintage classic retro vibe is definitely in, and so it's a cool hat to have in the arsenal, as well as just through line the story of it being my grandfather's. And so it's still in super good shape as well. It came with some pins, I've since taken them off, but overall, super cool piece. Next, we have another hat. This hat, frankly, I like this one a little bit more. I like the shape of it a little bit better. It sits a little bit lower. It's not so tall. It's another Harley Davidson cap with a screen print of an eagle all across the front. This is a super dope hat. I mean, I love, like I said, the shape. It's super low. It's got the Harley Davidson branding. It's even got the OG price tag on it, which is super cool. If you can guess how much this costs, it cost $10 when it was first purchased. I have no clue how old this hat is, but it has definitely seen some life and some wear. It's a lot more faded. It was a lot more dirty when I first got it. I've since sort of done a good hand washing on it, but this is a hat I could see myself wearing a lot more often, especially when it's spring and summer out. It's nicer if you just want to throw a cap on, nice casual fit, and rock it. This can go with pretty much anything as well. I feel like it's got very minimal colors. That's super dope Harley Davidson branding on the front, and nice, clean, and classic. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Be very helpful. Appreciate it. Sticking to the family memorabilia, so my last name is DeLong. My uncle actually owns a body shop, so if you're from Illinois, if you know Mendota, shout out to you. You probably don't because it's a small town in the middle of nowhere. But this is a red hat. This is a promo hat from my uncle's body shop. Super cool. My dad's worked at this body shop before. It's part of my family. And this was, I believe, my grandmother's hat. And this has got that same sort of really shallow fit. I like a shallow fit in a hat a lot more, so it sort of sits on your head a little bit more shallow rather than riding up and extending the height of your head. But super simple, red pop of color, black bill. It's got like a soft suede twill texture as well. A little bit different from the last two hats, but it's got that pop of yellow on the front as well, and it's a nice color pop and a nice, again, storyline, right? Family, heritage, things of that nature. It has a deeper root than just looking cool, but it does look cool as well. And the last piece that falls into the category of garments, accessories, things of that nature is this canvas tote bag. The nice color blue straps, Women of the Word, 1999 to 2009, 10th anniversary. So my grandmother was a huge Christian. I don't know which type of Christian, but super dope bag. It's got like this little pocket on the front. It has a nice button closure. It even has her nickname, Cricket, that she got when she was in the army. Overall, it's a really nice bag. It's made of a really tough, durable canvas material, that sort of classic canvas duck material, and super good shape. The color of the blue is a nice pop, and then the straps go all the way down, and the color of the print matches it very well, so I can see myself using this. It could use a little bit of a cleaning. It's got some coffee stains. Avid coffee drinker, of course. Coffee stains on the back, but again, it's one of those pieces where it's been lived in. It's got a story. I don't even know if this is something that I would necessarily wash and try and freshen up, because it has that story in it. It has years of being used, going to, church, going to meetings, whatever it may be. And that's a cool through line that you don't get in most standard tote bags. So super dope piece. Now onto the home goods. As I said, my grandfather, huge Harley Davidson motorcycle rider. And we have this book of like Post-its. I found this in their office and I thought this was a super cool piece just to have on the desk. Nice little pop of branding. Harley Davidson does a really good job of having all these little connection and touch points to their customers and making sure that their brand is sort of out there and very recognizable. And they do it with pieces like this, right? They've also sort of crafted a very dedicated customer base and a very dedicated image of rebellion, motorcycle riders, freedom, things of that nature. And having all these little memorabilia pieces, these little things, lighters, pins, Post-it notes, there's a million different things that they've sold and little promo items that are very collectible. They've also become very popular sort of just within the vintage realm very recently with vintage t-shirts and things of that nature. So this is a cool piece to have on the desk. I probably would rarely write on it, to be honest. I would just have it aside just as a pop, just as a piece. And also, again, connects you to your family, connects you to your heritage. You look at it and you don't just think of the thrift shop that you bought it in or whatever it may be. You think of the person that had this sitting at their desk before you, your family. So super cool piece, and it'll be on my desk for the unforeseeable future. I forgot to mention this with the clothing accessories, but this is a little sort of coin pouch that I found that I thought was super cool. So it's a little snap closure. It opens up and it has like a Native American embossing on it. It's handmade leather tacked together, just two simple pieces of leather, and it's real leather, and it's got history with it. So you pull this out and it's not just something that you bought at a store one time or something. It reminds you of your family, reminds you of your heritage, where you come from, the people that are most important to you. And so cool little piece. Definitely be keeping this on me in the future. Back to home goods. I just thought this was so cool. It's this little night light that's like a yellow crayon. I don't have a light bulb for this, unfortunately, and so I haven't used it yet. I do still have to purchase a light bulb for this, but I feel like I remember this being in my grandparents' house. Remember this being on. They would always keep night lights on in the hallway and things like that. And so it's one of those little pieces that's like a little pop, a cool little like vintage retro pop of color, something to keep in a room, in an office. Night lights, I feel like I don't remember seeing them around a lot. I feel like they used to be very popular. They're a very like grandparent thing, maybe. I don't know if that's kind of messed up to say or not, but like super cool vintage piece, just simple. Definitely gonna be getting a light bulb, popping this in somewhere, and you may be seeing some appearances of it in future videos, who knows. All right, so the last pieces that I have are again homeware, and they are these two little pottery pieces, and they sort of go together. They've got blue internals, they got this natural terracotta sort of painting on the outside, and these are just like catch-all bowls, right? So I'll set these next to a door to put some keys in, some mail keys in, or on a coffee table to keep different things in, whether that be nail clippers, a TV remote, a small Roku remote, a pen, just different things like that. A catch-all, you can really use them for anything, but these are definitely cool pieces that'll be set out throughout the house and just catch-all pieces to keep stuff in. So super excited when I found these as well. So again, super important to just have pieces like this from your family that have been passed down to you, that you can then take and pass down to people that are in your family when you get older, when you grow older, and your kids, your grandkids are going through your stuff, and you can hand them to them if they're really important to you. Another example is this lighter that I got. This is actually my great-grandfather's initials on here, and so I still have to get this to work. So it's like things like these are irreplaceable. The value of them is more than you could buy, more than somebody could pay for. It's different. It's a deeper value, and so those things are super important I think to keep around. And those are the pieces, I think 8 different things, 9 different things, whatever it may be, that I've recently acquired from my grandparents. And I'm super thankful for these pieces, and definitely be scattering them around in my house, in any place that I go, in my bag, my everyday carry, wearing them out and about. Again, vintage is super popular. It's had its popularity, going on for a while now, probably 5-10 years. People going to vintage stores secondhand, buying things secondhand. And as I said, these pieces just have a little bit more deeper meaning, even than just finding something cool that somebody else's grandparents had used. They're pieces from your own family's history. So that's all I got for y'all this week. Appreciate the time. Again, consider dropping a like on this video, subscribing, leaving a comment if you like any of these pieces. If you have anything from your grandparents, your parents that's really important to you, I'd love to know in the comment section down below. I'll see y'all again soon. Peace.